How do you charm every star in Hollywood? He's like a walking paradox. Unconventional looks, twitchy energy, relentless humor, and a sudden, inexplicable magnetism that works on the most beautiful and famous women in showbiz. His dating history reads like a glossy magazine cover, tinged with personal drama and Twitter memes. Who was just a brief episode? Who left scars? Where was real emotion? And where was it all just tabloid smoke? Let's break it all down. Carly Aquilino, 2014 to 2015. Let's start at the very beginning. Before the noise, before the covers. Back when Pete wasn't yet a household name, but was hustling on the comedy scene. He dated Carly, a fellow comic and cast member of MTV's Girl Code. It was a light, almost college fling kind of relationship. Everything happened inside the MTV circle and felt like a fun, one-season sitcom. They hung out, traded jokes, left sarcastic comments on each other's socials. It was casual, but according to rumors, Carly wasn't thrilled looking back, especially once Pete started dating. Well, we'll get to her soon. Cazzie David, 2016 to 2018. Before Ariana, before memes, before the tabloid frenzy, there was Cazzie David. Writer, actress, and daughter of the legendary Larry David. Curb Your Enthusiasm, in case you forgot. On paper, it looked perfect. She was a sarcastic, intellectual princess. He was a comedy freak with a tender heart and an obsessive streak when it came to love. They met in 2016 and quickly grew close. It seemed genuine, even sweet. A rare moment when Pete had not just a whirlwind romance, but real stability. He said in interviews that he loved her deeply, called her his best friend, and yes, he started getting tattoos in her honor. Spoiler, always a bad sign. They weren't very public, but in their occasional interviews and posts, it was clear. This was real. At the time, Cazzie was the only person Pete called family, apart from his actual mom. Then, in 2018, something cracked. Pete told Cazzie they should take a break. She agreed, terrified, having no clue just how literal that break would be. Because literally days later, yes, days, not weeks, headlines exploded. Pete Davidson was dating Ariana Grande. It was fast, shocking, a megastar with the voice of a siren and an army of fans. Now with the SNL comic, and Cazzie, she was left in the wreckage. In her memoir, No One Asked for This, she described sitting in her mom's hotel room, paralyzed by pain and anxiety, trying to convince herself, no, he couldn't have moved on so quickly. We were together, he promised. Then, boom, newsfeed. Ariana, Pete, engagement. She didn't just get dumped, she got recast. Later, Cazzie wrote about having a full-on emotional breakdown. She felt humiliated, shattered, discarded. But irony has a sense of humor. They started talking again, while Pete was engaged to Ariana. Yep, the very moment he was getting Grande-themed tattoos, Cazzie was still secretly hoping the universe was kidding. Though she later said she forgave him and held no grudge, her book carries a subtle but sharp undercurrent of pain and dry wit. Because Cazzie isn't just Larry David's daughter. She's his continuation. She knows how to turn trauma into prose. That chapter didn't end with a bang, but with a nationwide emotional boom. Ariana Grande, 2018. This wasn't just a chapter. This was an entire season, full of cliffhangers, memes, and emotional meltdowns. In spring 2018, Pete and Ariana started dating, almost immediately after his breakup with Cazzie. Literally, the internet hadn't even caught its breath when Ariana popped up with a ring and hard eyes. Pete fell hard, and in classic all-or-nothing fashion, matching tattoos, a $100,000 engagement ring, songs dedicated to him. They lived like a teenage fanfic on Red Bull. Ariana called him an angel and the funniest person alive. He called her a real-life princess and looked like a high schooler who won a date with a pop star in a charity raffle. But it was all too fast. The engagement lasted just 5 months, and everything was cracking from day one. The internet was ablaze with jokes about their speedrun relationship, while insiders whispered that Ariana was getting overwhelmed. Things really collapsed after the death of Mac Miller, Ariana's ex. She was grieving deeply, and allegedly, her feelings for Pete began to fade. Meanwhile, Pete, impulsive and brutally honest, started making very explicit jokes about their sex life and wedding plans on live TV. Not exactly soothing. When she left, he spiraled. He deleted their photos, removed tattoos, posted about suicidal thoughts. Ariana responded with silence. And the now iconic track Thank You Next, where he got a shout out as important but over. Their romance was a flash, bright, loud, dangerous. The kind of love that either sends you to a wellness retreat or therapy. Ideally, both. Kate Beckinsale, 2019. If Ariana was a hurricane, Kate was a firework no one saw coming. She was 45, he was 25, and the internet lost it. They were first seen after the Golden Globes. Then, that viral hockey kiss, right next to John Mulaney. The photo became a meme. Kate was stunning, witty, clearly enjoying the attention. But it was brief. Allegedly, she couldn't handle the paparazzi pressure. And Pete? Possibly still emotionally hungover from previous chaos. Margaret Qualley, 2019. Actress, daughter of Andie MacDowell. Their romance was cute and quiet. A few outings, a trip to Venice for her film premiere. It ended the way it started. No drama, no headlines, just gone, like a summer breeze. Kaia Gerber, 2019 to 2020. Daughter of Cindy Crawford. Gorgeous, very young, 18 to his 26. They dated for a few months, and by all accounts, it was intense. But Kaia's mom allegedly wasn't a fan. And later, Pete admitted he was in a bad place. Battling mental health issues, he didn't want to drag someone else into it. Phoebe Dynevor, 2021. After Bridgerton, Phoebe was Netflix royalty. Then, Pete. They were spotted in the UK, then NYC, then everywhere. They flew to each other, made it work, until work and distance pulled them apart. They ended things quietly. No drama. Kim Kardashian, 2021 to 2022. This was the romance no one asked for, but no one could look away. After her dramatic split from Kanye West, Kim decided it was time to have some fun. October 2021, Saturday Night Live. They kiss in a sketch. She's Jasmine, he's Aladdin. Boom, magic carpet activated. At first, no one took it seriously. Then, Bahamas, red carpets, hand-holding, and Pete's tattoo. My girl is a lawyer. He even made it onto the Kardashians show, looking like a man who had just fallen in love with a whole glossy empire. But, as always with Pete, it moved too fast, too bright. Meanwhile, Kanye West lost it. Music videos showing Pete's claymation funeral. Insta rants, insults, threats, and the cursed nickname Skeet. The pressure was intense. And in the middle, Kim and Pete, trying to film a rom-com while trapped in a psychological thriller. They felt like characters from two different films. She, the empire; he, the anarchy. He was in love, slightly lost. She, cool, collected, increasingly distant. Pete confided to friends that he couldn't handle her lifestyle scale, or how every emotion had to become content. They broke up in August 2022, officially scheduling conflicts and tension. Unofficially, she was tired of his boyishness. He was done with her control. Some say Pete wanted something real. Kim just needed a breather between Kanye sagas. The aftermath? Deleted tattoos, scrubbed Instagram feeds, and vague interviews. It was an experience. But say what you want. It was one of the most viral love stories of the decade. And yes, Pete will forever be the guy who kissed Kim Kardashian and nearly lost his mind. Emily Ratajkowski, late 2022. The internet lost it. Pete and Emily? But it fizzled fast. A basketball date, a Brooklyn sighting, and that was it. More smoke than fire. A chase Sui Wonders, 2023. With his Bodies co-star, things seemed more stable. They were spotted in NYC, going to concerts, supporting each other. She was there after he was hospitalized in 2023. But even this couldn't last. By late summer, breakup. No drama, just over. Who's next? Pete Davidson isn't just a comedian. He's a cultural phenomenon, the kind of guy you can't help but read about. His love life is a saga, a chronicle of how a sensitive, wounded, but weirdly magnetic guy keeps attracting women you'd never expect. Maybe he's just a good listener. Maybe he's real. Or maybe it's that mix of tall, self-deprecating, and slightly unstable. Who knows? But one thing's for sure. We haven't heard the last of Pete's love story. Hit follow. You won't want to miss the next chapter.